The UFC announced the big fights for UFC 323, the final pay-per-view card of the year. Getting into the main event, we got Merab Dvalishvili taking on Petr Yan 2. And once again, Merab is a machine. He continues to be active. This will be his fourth fight in the year, all 4 title defenses too. Not just picking up fights on a week's notice or a couple of weeks' notice, not just contender fights, 4 title fights on the year. He is out-activating all of the contenders. He's basically running laps around the contenders at this point, and he's showing no signs of stopping. Petr Yan 2, next up, it looks like it might be Umar 2. We'll see how that one plays out. He's just going to keep running laps. The cardio machine is beyond just what he does in the ring, and now he continues it here. I don't see too many reasons why he wouldn't win this rematch. Petr Yan's really good. He's balanced, but Rob is just, he's relentless. I feel like the only way you're going to stop him is you have to catch him with a one shot that puts out the lights, or you have to have one of the most wicked guillotines ever when he shoots in on you. Petr Yan's outstanding and can beat pretty much anyone in the division. If he can stop those takedowns, and I won't even say discourage Merab from shooting because you can't discourage him, but it just stops him and then lands those shots on the break. Similar to what we saw JDM do against Bilal Muhammad in some of those cases. Maybe there's a path to victory, but even in the first fight, Merab landed, 10 takedowns? He was a relentless bulldozer, and he continues to look that way. Comes out of the fight with Corey Sandhagen, not even 2 weeks ago. Already has his next fight booked. The machine could not be a more fitting nickname. He continues to be a menace. But right now, it looks like he is headlining the card as the co-main event. As of right now, it looks like we'll have Alexandre Pantoja taking on Joshua Van. I love this fight. Joshua Van stamped this with his big win over Brandon Royvall earlier in the year. Alexandre Pantoja, in a similar vein of Merab, he's running the division right now. Nobody at 35 is competing with him. We get some fresh new blood. Van's so active, so many strikes thrown. He's like a Tasmanian devil with a little bit of crack cocaine on adrenaline. Once he starts letting the hands fly, he can be dangerous. But Pantoja, as soon as Van starts getting a groove, is going to shoot on him. He's going to get underneath. What I like about this is a lot of the talk has been having a Pantoja-Merab super fight. They both keep saying, no, they're not into it. No, not so much. But if they both win on this night, I could see this kind of being the ploy going into next year with the Paramount card and CBS and all those. Maybe you push for that pay-per-view, maybe not pay-per-view, that numbered UFC event super fight, and maybe like an April-ish, something along those lines. I could see this being a setup for that. But you have 2 dominant champions who are running laps, one of them going through guys again, Pantoja. This is kind of the last, can somebody be new get after him? I think him and Van's going to be very interesting, though, because Van's no pushover. He has burst onto the scene in the last year. He's truly a Tasmanian devil on adrenaline is the only way I can describe it. His hands are so quick. He's a very good young fighter. So this is a very interesting matchup. This is going to be the main and the co-main. It feels like they're setting up that future potential super fight, because normally these are fights you have as co-headliners, but now they're pairing them together. Maybe they have a third title fight they're working on there. This is in December, so we still got some time. But they got more fights. We got Jan Blachowicz taking on Guskov. Number 4 versus 11. This one, Guskov's very good, but I'm really just happy to see Jan Blachowicz back in the mix. He wins this fight. Maybe he gets a shot. We'll see how light heavyweight plays out at the top. I still think Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall / Cyril Gane is in the works. So we'll see how that plays out. Then you, of course, have Olberg and Yuri, who both coming off big wins. Maybe those 2 fight for a vacant title. Then Blachowicz could take on the winner of that. We'll see how things kind of shake out at light heavyweight. Or Guskov announces himself to the world, propels himself into the top 5. There's a lot to shake out at light heavyweight. I'm glad to see the ranked contenders being active. This is what we need more of in the UFC, and I love seeing it here at 205 to round out the year. And we got, speaking of champions, Henry Cejudo taking on Payton Talbot. If Henry locks in and really uses that Olympic-level wrestling, I think he'll win this fight pretty comfortably. He's ranked 10. He's more podcaster now than fighter, it feels like, which isn't an insult because he's been one of the best combat athletes of all time. But right now, in the twilight of his career, especially post-sudden retirement, we'll see if he still has it. I mean, Kamaru showed he was still able to have it coming off the injury, coming off that and being able to really take it and get that huge win over Joaquin Buckley. We'll see if Cejudo can do the same against Talbot, who is a very, very highly touted prospect until stumbling a couple of fights ago. It's a good chance for Talbot to announce himself against a huge name, but it's also a good chance for Cejudo if he wants to make maybe one last final push to maybe try and get towards that Pantoja or Merab type rematch, something like that. Maybe probably going to be a 35. I don't think he's getting to 25 minutes. So maybe he makes another push towards Merab See if you can get a rematch like that. We'll see. But it's a very interesting set of fights for UFC 323 so far. I'm really excited for that main and co-main. I'm curious if they're going to add a third one, since those two are usually co-headliners. They're very rarely have they been the headliners themselves, but I do think this is a chance. Final pay-per-view of the year, might be the final one at all pre-CBS / Paramount deal. So maybe that's what they're going for. Use a little bit of that as the marketing machine behind it. See if they can get people invested and set up that super fight. But let us know down below what you think of the fights. I like the fights. I'm excited because Merab's just so unbelievably active. He is truly out activating all of the contenders, not just like one or two. He is truly the most active fighter in the division. I love it. Even though we don't see KOs, we don't see elite stand-up anymore with him at the top, we do get to see pure activity, which you can't ask for much more from a champion. He is setting the standard for the rest. Others should be following him moving forward. And then, of course, Alexandre Pantoja, Joshua, man. We've known that's coming. It's cool to see it kind of round out the year. Almost a guarantee. I'm not going to guarantee a finish in that fight, but I think fireworks are a lock. But let us know what you think of the fights down below. And, as we get closer, we'll be doing predictions, breakdowns, and everything for the UFC numbered cards moving forward, including the heavyweight championship fight in a couple of weeks. But be sure to tune in. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and tune in later on for all of those. And we'll see you all again next time.